fellow weary travelers, and welcome once again to Catledonia. I am Catherine Cat, or any variation thereof, and today we attempt the daunting task of attaching bias tape and eyelets in an attempt to finally finish this bodice. How shall we fare this time? Well, let's find out, shall we? Okay, we're here, the whole gang's here, ready to start, except I'm very sleepy, so we're gonna just run to the kitchen really quick because I ran to the store today and I found something new to try that I'm kind of excited about, so let's go see.
Fair warning, I was in a weird mood today.
With me and you'll be in a world of pure caffeination.
Very weird.
So the thing I picked up at the store today is this. If you look at the back, they're telling us to indulge and recharge. That is exactly what I'm hoping it'll do.
This was one of those days when the act of understanding pre-made chai instructions might as well have been an attempt to decode the Rosetta Stone. Which bodes well for taking my first stab at bias tape.
Yay! Ah! Come to me, my precious. On our way back with our ill-gotten goods. Okay, so let's just make some room here for the new star of the show. I mean, my sense of smell is mostly gone since COVID, but it seems to smell like chai. Oh my, that is dangerous. I have a new friend. With that in mind, hopefully this will perk me up. In fact, it seems to already be perking me up. This is good. And with that...
Despite the look of intense concentration, you'll notice I'm still clueless until after I've had another sip.
I know what to do now.
Oh boy.
Maybe. Hopefully. Pray for me.
In between the last filming and this one, I decided to do the right thing and procure the appropriate color of bias tape to make this hot mess of a project less messy.
Okay, so I completely spaced out and accidentally forgot to take footage of me pinning this, but what we've essentially done, we've turned it inside out. You can tell because we have the sort of Frankenstein edge here on the lining. And what we've done here is we've taken the bias tape and opened it up a little bit and pinned it along the inner edge here down to the mark in the pattern. And so what we're supposed to do now is we're supposed to stitch this down along this little line here, along the fold. And then we'll take it and we'll turn it around the other way, pin it down again, and stitch that all down. And then after that is when we deal with this whole situation here. If you can see where the two pieces line up. Actually, that looks like it's gonna be pretty close, so I think we're good. So we're gonna get started on that, and I'm actually gonna remember to turn on the recording this time, hopefully. So here we go.
As it happens, I did remember to record this time, and was, thankfully, able to attach the first side of the bias tape without incident.
Now I've got this right here, and it goes along the whole way here. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold it over like so and pin it into place to make a nice little edge. Yay! Right after coffee, or rather chai. All right, so we've pretty much finished this part. Look at that nice edging. That turned out pretty well, if I do say so myself. One problem though, and those of you who know what you're doing will have been screaming at me all of this time. However, I should not have clipped this, but we're just gonna go with it. We're just gonna, you know, do one of these dealios where you kind of start it like this and flip it. We're just gonna make it work. So here we go again. Okay, so it looks like what the next step is, this unfortunate circumstance notwithstanding, is that we take this. I'm having trouble a little bit with understanding exactly what they want me to do here. It seems like what we're meant to do is take this, kind of sandwich it in here beneath the two, and then flip it over. What I may just do is kind of cheat it and just kind of match it up on this, pin it to this, you know, the whole way around, and then just stitch the whole thing down to this guy. And hopefully that will work.
A few moments later.
So after a lot of frustration and struggle, I finally went into my room and found these guys.
Nope.
Okay, so new plan. We're gonna do something sneaky. Sneakier than sneaky. Yeah. We're actually gonna open this up and we're gonna sew it down here. Yeah? And then we're gonna put it on here and flip it over. Make sense? Hopefully. Let's give it a try.
And in spite of the mental gymnastics and belly flops that came before, this plan was indeed the one that seemed to do what was intended.
Okay, and here we are, one armhole done. Doesn't look too bad, and got a little bit of funkiness going on over here, but you know what? We're gonna live with it because I'm just happy it came together at all. So rather than make you watch me do all that again on the other side, we're gonna do it properly this time and just pretend this doesn't exist and never happened. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and just magically have the other side done. So 1, 2, 3, poof. And so it was that after several incidents of pricked fingernails, chai breaks, and staring into the middle distance, wondering vaguely how on earth you were supposed to put these pieces together, we made it.
And here we are with one lovely armhole seam and one semi-mauled armhole seam, and next we need to handle the neckline and bodice front. A wave of my non-existent magic wand and poof! It is a good while later and the tape is attached. However, we still have the matter of some messiness on the inside. While I could just leave it as is, I figured if I eventually decided to make this reversible for costume purposes, then I'd want properly felled seams. So that's just what I did. The result was messy, but as it matched the already messy vibe of our earlier Franken-stitching, I didn't mind. With that taken care of, it was time to mark the spots for the eyelets and call it a day.
back. It's either the day after or the day after the day after. I can't remember anymore, but you might notice a slight change in scenery. That would be because right in front of me is a concrete floor. More specifically, a concrete entryway. So I figured maybe this would be a safe place to work on the next thing, which is grommets, eyelets, whatever you want to call them. But before we get to that, here's where we are so far, guys. Look at this. Look at this. It's got proper edging and everything. Ah! I don't know how well it fits yet. I gave it a really quick, pull on, and it seemed to sort of fit. We're not entirely sure about the bust area yet, but we'll see what happens when we lace it up. But I am not confident enough to just start slamming eyelets into this thing. I've spent so long on this now that if I ruin it at this point, I think I will cry. But as you can see, I have kind of mapped them out. I used a tape measure and everything, so they should be properly spaced. There are supposed to be 5 of them. I have 5 on either side. But we're gonna set that aside for a moment, and I will direct your attention down here. This is the lovely little eyelet set that I got off of Amazon for, I don't know, maybe 15 bucks a while back. And while it does come with this little hole punchy madoober, I really hesitate to use that because every single corset maker that I've ever heard talk about it says, don't punch holes, use a awl to, pull it open. I don't have an awl, but what I do have is a motley assortment of tools here. We've got a compass, we've got a, screwdriver, a pen, we got our little mini hammer. Actually, this was made by my dad in high school, back when they actually did shop classes in high school still, so that's fun. But we've also got some scraps of the original fabric. I'm gonna layer it in 3 layers like this so that we can make sure we get a proper attempt. There were a lot of really pretty colors, but I think what we're gonna go with is this kind of gunmetal color here. It's not too steampunk, not too... It just looks like a common metal. And for such a basic white piece, I figured we'd want to do something simple. Not quite industrial, but just chill. Yeah. But anyway, on to the tests. I am terrified, legitimately.
After quite a bit of noodling about with all the nonsense I had grabbed to try and replace the awl I so sorely needed, I eventually came to the conclusion that...
Okay, well, we've got a decent little hole going here, but as you can see, that ain't gonna do it. So, 1 second, we're gonna try again. Right, I have returned with embroidery scissors. I guess because they're so small, they should work a little better for getting in there in the first place, but also I should be able to be just a little more precise. I shouldn't have to be super destructive. All right, we've made it through. We're there. So now I'm gonna stick this on. Let's see, stick this flat side on. Ooh, this is gonna be messy. All right, come on, get that around there. Oh, I'm gonna have some serious cleanup to do here, but we're doing our best. First attempt. Okay. Hopefully that's enough. And hey, that turned out pretty nice, guys. And if I go in from the front, okay, so this, I'm definitely gonna put the female side on the back because, so if you look closely at this, you can see that the male side kind of curls around the female side, but it creates this little edge here that I'm not wild about. So I want this to be the outside, so this will go on the inside. Yeah, that means all the messy stuff will be on the inside and can be, you know, kind of trimmed nicely with my embroidery scissors. So we're gonna try it for real now. Wish me luck.
So I proceeded with the nerve-wracking process of literally clipping and punching holes in the garment I had spent several days attempting to make. I honestly hadn't expected to get so nervous over this process, but man was I ever. Still, it seems the need to get filming done was just the kick out of the nest I needed to get it done. And it all went down with no major crises. Though with several instances of quoting Yzma.
And when it arrives, smash it with a hammer!
My apologies. With the eyelets done, all that was left was to try it on.
Alright, let's give it a try. So, already I'm pretty sure it's not gonna fit the way I want it to, like at all. But we'll give it a lace, see what happens. Well, I mean, as long as you don't look at it too closely, it's kind of okay, but it has, it is very loose here for some inexplicable reason, and very loose around the waist. Like, I could probably get rid of 2 whole inches somewhere around the waist. And I'm not sure how I would fix that, except maybe to like rip off the bottom seaming and just try and do some sort of pinch it in sort of thing, but I have no idea what I would do up here to fix this puckering. Maybe just kind of, you know, pull it in until I got it right. However, it could probably be used as a costume piece. So we'll go ahead and we'll try a few things, see what works, see what doesn't. You guys can be the judges. Let's give it a try. What? What's with the look?
Oh, for heaven's sake, who put that there?
Yes, we will be putting together some outfits to go together with this piece. You know, right after we fix the last couple glaring fit issues. Yeah. Yeah. But that will have to wait until our final episode next week. So, everybody say it with me. In the meantime, if you've enjoyed this video, feel free to hit that like button and maybe send the link to someone else who you think might enjoy it. And if you would like to see more content like this or whatever other mischief I happen to get up to on this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But until then, fellow weary traveler, good day, and God be with you.